Alright guys, so I had the chance to get to ride the HOYT TABOR for about a half hour or so. I decided to do a 5-minute quick review and give you my thoughts. Let's first start off with the things I don't really love. Low motors. These huge, powerful motors sit very, very low and they don't come standard with the bash guard. You have to pay an extra $100 just to protect those expensive motors that sit very low. Which leads me on to the next thing I don't love about this board, the price. Now they are actually having a sale right now which makes it $25.99 and that's without a bash guard, and I still think that's overpriced. The normal retail for this board I believe is about $31.99. I think this board should be priced at $24.99 with a $50 discount for all their ambassadors that are actually promoting this product from state to state. Now, for any of you that watch my channel, you know I'm not in love with the remote. There's several reasons why I don't really like this remote. For starters, they still utilize micro USB instead of using Type-C charging port for the remote. Second, it's very thick and bulky in the hand. Third, the lanyard placing is behind the remote, so it sits in between your hand and the remote itself, which is a little bit uncomfortable and weird. And lastly, and most importantly, there is no data screen on the remote. I just don't know how it could be such a boutique company, such high quality, and have zero data on the screen of the remote. But what is cool about the HOYT Puck remote, it has a lot of different shells to choose from, whether you're going with the same company of HOYT or you go aftermarket. Aftermarket, there's a lot of companies that make different shells that are more comfortable on the hand, and when I got my Cali, I definitely utilized this one right here. So if you don't like the actual round puck itself, you have other options. Now, another thing I don't love about the board is the enclosure. The enclosure is a fat boy. It is thick, it is heavy, it is large, it is low to the ground. Now, I do understand why it's so low to the ground due to its large battery and its small wheels, but it's just something worth mentioning to you guys. Okay, so now let's talk about the things I really like about the board. Let's start off with the deck. This deck is awesome. When you look at other boutique companies like Cali and LaCroix, you see those decks and they're nothing like a longboard. This is a true longboard. Look at its beautiful concave, the way it plants in my feet, the way it rides. It actually looks and feels like an actual electric longboard, not some awkward, chunky, heavy, big flat board that has just a big battery and it goes really fast. Between the concave, the design, the length, and the width of the board, it just feels natural to me. I just can't stress it enough. It feels great to be on a boutique board that actually feels like a longboard. Now for my favorite part about this board, the trucks. These Rosita trucks are goddamn perfect. I mean it. Whether you want to do high speeds, you want to launch the board, or you want to carve your ass off, these trucks have it all. And the funny thing is, when it comes to reverse kingpin trucks, I actually don't really like reverse kingpin trucks that much. The only board I really enjoy with reverse kingpin trucks are the Backfire Zealots. That's pretty much it. Now this is absolutely amazing and it feels perfect. Now let's talk about the standard tires. These are 5-inch pneumatics, which I did a review on about a year ago. And with that review, I was utilizing them with the Evolve Haitian. And sure enough, I love them just as much on the Tabor. They grip very well, they're comfortable, they don't shake at high speeds. And of course, I love that low center of gravity stance. Another positive attribute with this board is range. Now, I didn't keep it long enough to actually do a range test, but a 12S AP will sure as shit give you 40 to 50 miles of range. And of course, even more on street wheels. Now, the next thing I actually loved about this board was the brakes. I didn't show a brake test on camera, but I will tell you this, these are the most powerful brakes I've ever tried on an electric skateboard. Now for its performance. The performance was just awesome. Unless you're going up against stooge race boards in an actual race, there's no need to get more powerful than this board. It will definitely beat most 2-in-1 boards out there, like the onboard Zeus, the B1 Titan, the Evolve Haitian, and other boards like that. However, the newer boards like the Acetec Nomad N1, the Aries X1 2023, and the Propel GT Pivot will compete with this board when it comes to the performance. Now, lastly, what I love about this board is that it is 2-in-1 capable. Being able to put street wheels on a boutique board with this type of range, this type of performance is just awesome. If you spend money on a boutique board and you don't have the actual capabilities of riding street wheels, you're missing out on half of what eSkate has to offer. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one, guys.